Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Happy Monday out there. Rod Hill is standing by with a look at our weather. A beautiful start to the morning, Rod.
Yeah, and what about the weekend, huh? It was
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice. All right, here we go.
fantastic.
It is Monday. We're starting to bring in some cloudiness today, and these clouds will just keep rolling in. So some of us getting a partly sunny morning, but becoming overcast completely. You can see a little bit of sun poking through up at Timberline. 36 degrees, pretty similar temperature to what we have down here in the valley this morning. It'll be about 50 up at pass level today. We just talked about the cherry blossoms, and here they are in front of our state capitol. Beautiful morning, partly sunny skies, brighter in Salem than Portland currently. 36 is your number. PDX is at 40. We'll be 50 at noon, certainly overcast later today, and we'll probably stay just shy of 60. I've got us at 58. Winds will be light. First wave of rain will be coming in tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that coming up shortly. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. We start with breaking news overnight. 2 people are dead and dozens more are injured after an Air Canada plane collided with a fire truck at LaGuardia Airport in New York. 41 people, including passengers, crew, and fire personnel, were taken to the hospital after a plane struck a Port Authority fire truck on the runway around 11:40 p.m. The aircraft carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members left the pilot and co-pilot dead.
We didn't have any directions because the pilot's cabin had been kind of destroyed, so somebody said, let's get the emergency exit and get the door in, let's all jump out, and that's exactly what we did.
Some victims are seriously injured. According to the Port Authority's executive director, the FAA issued a ground stop at LaGuardia until 11 a.m. our time, and the NTSB is investigating.
Meantime, another week has begun without pay for TSA agents. DHS reports that more than 400 TSA workers have quit since the partial government shutdown began. A Democratic bill to fund just TSA agents failed to get the Senate votes needed to advance on Saturday. That's left thousands working for more than a month without pay. In turn, a record number of workers have been calling out sick or just not showing up.
We're all hurting. Literally, checking accounts are wiped out. We haven't recovered from the last 2 that we've had before. My duty is still the same. But at the end, if I can't put food in my stomach, I can't keep a roof over my head. The people that I'm supposed to be taking care of are failing me.
Democrats vowed to withhold funding until Republicans agree to new reforms on ICE. Meanwhile, Republicans want DHS fully funded before any talks take place.
Meantime, ICE agents are expected to be deployed at airports with long lines today as Democrats and Republicans continue to spar over Department of Homeland Security funding, which includes TSA workers.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is joining us from PDX with the latest.
Well, Monday morning here at PDX, you can see right behind us the lines are very small and it's running smoothly. We haven't actually seen any ICE agents here. Now, a report also says that PDX is not currently on the list to get ICE help. An employee here says they also haven't seen ICE agents, and it's unclear when or if PDX could see them. White House Border Czar Tom Homan says the administration will start the rollout of agents at large airports with longer wait times. As spring break begins today for many families in our area, we've heard stories of hours-long wait times across the country at airports due to TSA agents quitting or calling out. TSA workers have been working without pay for more than a month now. And at PDX, there's mixed reaction of bringing ICE agents in to alleviate those long lines.
We're all hurting. Literally, checking accounts are wiped out. We haven't recovered from the last 2 that we've had before. My duty is still the same. But at the end, if I can't put food in my stomach, I can't keep a roof over my head. The people that I'm supposed to be taking care of are failing me.
Homan, the White House Border Czar, says ICE agents will not actually be screening passengers. He says agents will instead assist TSA workers in areas that don't need specialized expertise. And as you can see right behind us, and even as TSA workers have told us themselves, those lines right now at about 7:30 Monday morning are quiet and running very smoothly. At PDX, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Meantime, up in Washington, SeaTac said as of now, operations remain normal despite the partial shutdown. In response to the president's plan to send ICE in to help TSA, Washington Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal calls this, quote, a thinly veiled attempt to intimidate people during travel. A veteran aviation journalist noted that the two roles are very different.
And TSA agents are there to de-escalate any sort of a stressful situation. I have not seen ICE operate very effectively in a de-escalation mode, and that's a major concern.
Behind the scenes, many officers are now relying on community support just to get by. $13,000 in food and essentials have been donated to federal workers at SeaTac, including gas and grocery gift cards. And if you are traveling for a spring break, experts are warning about the potential dangers that can come along with your fun in the sun.
In this morning's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to avoid common spring travel injuries.
The flowers are blooming. The weather is warming. Travel season is about to blossom, and emergency rooms are preparing for an influx in patients.
Look, as an ER doc, we see it. Life changes in a second.
Dr. Kevin Friels with Orlando Health says his emergency room sees a surge in injuries this time of year from 5 preventable dangers. First, be aware of heat-related illnesses. Friels says to stay hydrated, be aware of any medications that may cause faster dehydration, and apply and reapply sunscreen. Next, water emergencies, whether it's in the ocean or a pool. He says to have a swimming buddy. If you can't swim, wear a life jacket and don't go in the water above your waist.
Some of the houses they may be renting may have pools. You want to make sure that the pool is fenced. If the pool is not fenced, you want to assign an adult to all the kiddos.
Friel says alcohol-induced falls and head injuries are also a problem. He's seen patients fall or climb on things they normally wouldn't while drinking. And he says to completely avoid cocktail consumption if you're getting on a boat or into the ocean or pool.
Water and alcohol does not mix.
Finally, don't drink and drive, and be aware of traffic signs, speed limits, and your surroundings. That includes pedestrians if you're in a vehicle and cars if you're on an e-bike, scooter, or bike. He says it's also critical to wear a helmet.
Prevention matters. You need to be prepared before the vacation and while you're on the vacation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Meanwhile, the global economy is feeling the impact of the war in Iran.
The CEO of United Airlines says oil could reach $175 a barrel. Gas prices across the country have risen by nearly $1 since the war with Iran began. In an effort to ease prices, the Trump administration recently announced that the U.S. will allow for a limited sale of previously sanctioned Iranian oil. That comes as the cost of U.S. crude sits just below $100 a barrel. Here's the president on Friday.
Expected worse, actually. I thought that oil prices would go much higher.
But that's what business leaders say they're worried about. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby writing in a memo to employees, quote, "Our plans assume oil goes to $175 a barrel and doesn't get back down to $100 a barrel until the end of 2027.
Transportation is how we move goods everywhere in the country. So that will be passed on. If you get on a plane, you're going to see much higher airfare. Think about how we're going to be trucking goods across the country. It goes beyond simply what you put in your car. It's going to affect everything regarding transportation.
Now, that commodity strategist says if the war drags on, gas prices in the U.S. could reach up to $7 a gallon. The highest recorded national average was just over $5 in 2022. Here's a look at the current gas prices. Right now, the national average for a gallon of regular gas is $3.95. Here in Oregon, that price goes up to $4.84 a gallon. That's up 36 cents just from last week. Meanwhile, in Washington, the average there is $5.27 a gallon. That's up from last week's average of $4.92.
Cute. Today is National Puppy Day, and here are some of the cuties up for adoption right now through the Oregon Dog Rescue. They either got smiles or their tongue on out. So cute. And then in honor of National Puppy Day, we want to see your puppies, pictures of your puppies. So just text us photos to that number there on your screen, 503-226-5088. Be sure to tell us your name and the dog's name and where you live, and we'll share them here on Sunrise. And how could we talk about doggos without talking about Rod's puppy, Maximus, who looks like he loves the snow.
He is so cute, Rod.
Yeah, I love that photo. I can't remember what year that was. That's our backyard, so obviously it was one of our good snow events right there. Maximus is 10 years old now. He'll be 11 in October.
Adorable.
He's a good boy. He decided to chew one of his bones right in the middle of the night, right in the middle of our bed last night.
Oh.
Rather noisy it is.
It's his world.
You know what? Yep.
All right, here's a look at our satellite radar. You can see the clouds streaming in. They are fairly thin right now, but they will get thicker and thicker during the day. We stay dry today. There's no rain chance at all until we get into tomorrow morning. And tomorrow looks to be rainy. More on that coming up in about 6-7 minutes. Here's a look at the Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. This is a spot that has looked very overcast so far today, but there's no rain chance. 40 degrees is your temperature in Lincoln City from Chinook Winds Casino Resort and Chehalem Tasting Room. If anything, we've already seen some early morning sunrise colors get washed out with the thickening clouds. That's from Chehalem looking off to the east, 37 degrees. 34 up in Battleground, 35 Oregon City, 41 in Beaverton, 41 also in downtown Portland. Salem 36 and Albany is at 38. So relatively cool start to our day. And in honor of National Puppy Day, of course we do this every day, but this is our pet of the day on this Monday. Ozzy, use the email address petoftheday@kgw.com. Send us your pet's photo and we'll get them on our show. That's Ozzy this morning. All right, weather map for today. As I mentioned, no rain chance. You find increasing sun when you pop over the Cascades, and because of that, Bend, Madras, the Dalles, Sun River, all in the 60s today, and with the exception of Pendleton in the 60s out east as well. Enough cloudiness to keep the coast in the low 50s today, and depending on what the cloud cover does, anywhere from mid-50s to nearing 60 here in the valley. I have Portland at 59. Rain tomorrow. We'll talk more about that coming up in my next weather segment. Showers on Wednesday, then we're back to dry weather on Thursday, and that's your forecast.
Rod, thank you. But the need for essential items is growing, and a Portland nonprofit is trying to keep up. How you can help after the break.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
It's 8:14 this morning, and the KGW Great Food Drive is still going on right now, and we're getting closer to meeting our goal of providing more than 1 million meals to local people and families in need.
So this morning, Celine Stevens is showing us how local organizations like Snowcap are doing their part to help solve hunger, one food box at a time.
Hi, friends.
Every month.
All right, well, here's that for you. If you need anything else, just let us know, okay?
Okay, we'll do. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course.
Snowcap, one of the largest food pantries in Oregon.
After paying rent, I have like less than $250 left a month, and so this helps me get by.
Serves thousands per month, providing them with necessities like groceries, hygiene items, pet food, and more.
I got a little bit of groceries, some Listerine, and just little different things to make it through the month. They give out enough to actually make you last. Like a lot of the food banks you go to, you get enough stuff for 3 days, and then you're right back in the same boat.
The need has only increased recently, according to Kirsten Wageman, Snowcap's executive director. Just a year ago, they were serving around 14,000 people a month. Now, that number has jumped.
We impact about 17,000 people each month currently, which is up 51% over the last 2 years. Inflation is really impacting folks, as well as immigration issues and the social safety net that's been either paused or has a lot of unpredictability right now.
They receive and distribute around 200,000 pounds of food monthly, the majority coming from the Oregon Food Bank. The 1,000 or so volunteers serve as the lifeblood of the organization.
You'll see folks creating our food boxes over here. We offer pre-packed items along with fresh and frozen items, but all the donations are sorted and then they make it into the pantry.
Recipients,
And how many people in the home?
getting personalized items to ensure their needs are met.
Is pork okay with you?
Our team at the front, they do intake and check out to see if people maybe they need diapers or baby food or adult incontinence supplies, pet food, those kind of things. And so we'll personalize their food box based on that.
Asking for help is not something easy, and we want to make sure that they know that we're here to help.
It's a great organization, and I appreciate them being there for me and for the community.
Their doors are open to anyone who's hungry to get what they need for free, up to twice a month.
Some people depend on us, whether it's to put food on the table or to pay that bill. We have an option where they can come and pick up some food, so that way they can provide and make that bill happen.
It's such a wonderful feeling to know that people care so much, and being able to match the need with help it's just magic.
In Southeast Portland, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
And there's still time to give to the KGW Great Food Drive. One way you can donate is by going online to kgw.com/food drive to make a cash donation. And it is a great week to donate, people, because all week long, Mr. Plywood is matching all donations up to $5,000. We want to thank local Toyota dealers, Pacific Office Automation, Rivermark Community Credit Union, and Safeway for supporting this year's food drive. What is so funny, Running Hill?
I love the name Mr. Plywood.
Mr. Plywood.
Mr. Plywood needs his own TV show, I think. Mr. Plywood. Come on.
Does he?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. What would it be about?
You know, about everything wood, I guess, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Mr. Plywood.
Okay.
All right, here's a look at our Timberline Lodge camera. We have partly cloudy skies up top. Temperatures are about the same as they are in the valley. So you get in your car, it's about 36 degrees here in the valley in some spots. You get up to Timberline, and it's the exact same temperature. A reminder, it's Monday of Oregon spring break. So traffic patterns and where people are, all of that's going to be a little off for the next several days. But a nice morning up there. It's going to be completely dry. There's no wind to speak of. We talked earlier in the show that on Oregon spring break a year ago, Timberline had a base of 169 inches on the ground. This year, you take away the first digit and we have a 69-inch base. Pretty drastic change of events season to season. Meadows has a 51-inch base. Of course, Ski Bowl only has their tubing operations going. Bachelor, they only have a 34-inch base. It's been less snow this year in the southern and central Oregon Cascades than the north. And there's been a lot more snow up in the Washington Cascades than even around Mount Hood this time around. Here's our system for tomorrow. It's throwing clouds at us today, and eventually any filtered sun will go away and we'll just be cloudy out there. But a nice day. Temperatures have a chance to at least get near 60. Here's the rain first thing tomorrow morning coming in. So we're not going to have a lot of dry time tomorrow. Here it is at 8 a.m. And then certainly later in the morning, the main rain band moves in. And this steady, widespread rain band is going to take pretty much all afternoon to get through us. About 5-6 hours, I'd say easy, of steady rain tomorrow. Here we are at 6 p.m. Now things are moving out. And while there's a shower threat overnight into Wednesday morning, our Futurecast models don't show much. So the first front is the one that pushes that band through early evening tomorrow. Here's the second front. hitting the coast around 2:30, and then that pushes some rain Wednesday afternoon through our area. Now notice the blue colors, that's snow, and this isn't picking up much. It's all rain over the Cascade Passes tomorrow. Snow level on Tuesday, 6,000, maybe even 6,500. And then at some point Wednesday, snow levels come back down closer to the Cascade Passes. So in terms of snow or not and how much at pass level on Wednesday, a little uncertain. Please make sure you check conditions before you travel. Here's our Rose City camera this morning. It was kind of bright early when the sun was popping up, but we've really, for the most part, clouded over. We're at 40 degrees in Portland, 36 Salem, and 38 up in Kelso. Again, our highs today nearing 60. The rain in mid-50s tomorrow. The showers, especially in the afternoon hours on Wednesday, mid-50s. And then we get a stretch of nice weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Temperatures around 60, pretty much seasonal averages for this time of the year. Back to you.
Thank you, Ron. Could Seattle be next on the list to revive a retired team? How the Sonics could be making a comeback in the NBA's latest expansion plan.
Hi, I'm Christine Panawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Riding a 3-game win streak, the Trailblazers are battling for the 8th spot in the Western Conference. And last night they were taking on the Nuggets. First quarter against Denver was wild. Both teams combining for 82 points. Donovan Clingan knocked down 4 threes in the quarter. He finished with 18 points. Denny Avdia dished out 14 assists, leading the Blazers with 23 points as well. But the Blazers just couldn't keep up with the league's top offense. Denver turned it up in the third quarter, winning this one 128-112 to snap the Blazers' 3-game win streak. So here's a look at those Western Conference standings. The Blazers fall to 9th. They've got 10 games left in the regular season. 2 of them are against the Clippers. Those will likely decide who gets the 8 seed. Portland, meanwhile, opens up a 4-game home stretch against one of the worst teams in the league, starting with Brooklyn tonight.
Meanwhile, in Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson is preparing for a meeting with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver as league owners consider the expansion.
Seattle and Las Vegas, they're the favorites to land new franchises as early as 2028. King 5's Jim Nelson has more on the meeting that could set the stage for the Sonics' return.
The Supersonics are memorialized in murals and in bronze. And now one of the state's self-described biggest fans is hoping to bring those memories back to life.
It's a priority for me to do whatever I can as governor to be helpful and bring back the Sonics.
Governor Bob Ferguson will meet with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on Monday.
What I've tried to emphasize with him and others is that the state stands ready to be helpful, that this is a priority for me.
NBA owners are supposed to vote on the initial stage of expansion during their annual meetings in Las Vegas next week. 23 of the 30 teams would need to approve the process, which starts with opening the bidding for 2 cities, Seattle and Las Vegas.
Nothing is certain, but it's as close as we've been.
Seattle University sports business professor Natalie Welch believes Monday's meeting is about proving the city's ready.
Reinvigorating that passion that is still here in Seattle for the Sonics and how it's kind of a no-brainer for the NBA.
Ferguson didn't say much about what he and the commissioner will discuss, but it's likely the state's new millionaires tax could come up.
Steph Curry's paid a lot of money in California, and they have a pretty hefty income tax. So candidly, I just don't think that's got anything to do with anything. But if he brings it up, of course, we'll talk about it.
It's really something that most other states have to deal with. And it's more of we're taking away kind of a perk that we previously had.
Even if the owners vote to start the expansion process, there would still be work to do. The final vote would still be needed down the road. In Seattle, Jim Nelson, King 5 News.
A new survey is showing alarming numbers when it comes to young kids and their access to good education. The reason why, even though the state has boosted its spending.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Good morning, I'm Matthew Herchick. A fire in Tumulo that destroyed a shop and several vehicles was ruled accidental. Investigators say a fuel leak and backfire from a vehicle sparked the blaze Friday night on 76th Street. The shop, 2 classic cars and a scooter were lost, and a trailer was damaged. The damage is estimated at $220,000. Officials urge clearing vegetation ahead of wildfire season. Headed over to Rod now for a look at the weather. Rod.
Well, thank you, Matthew. Good morning to you. Pretty quiet day today. We are already seeing these clouds stream in. You can see it here on the satellite picture. And for the most part, areas that get some sun this morning are going to be clouding over it completely. Here's the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles. That's the way the Vancouver looks from the springs at the waterfront. Temperature in Portland's 40. We'll be 50 at noon. We'll get up probably just shy of 60 for a high. And then tomorrow is a rainy day. The rain arrives during the morning. It's steady rain most, if not all, of the afternoon. Another wave of rain coming in Wednesday.
Good morning. French Bulldogs appear to be the most popular purebred in the United States. The American Kennel Club says that's based on registrations out of 200 breeds it received last year. Labrador Retrievers are second on the list. They're the former top dogs who led the pack from the 90s to 2022. And in third, Golden Retrievers. But I'll tell you what, in my neighborhood, it is all Golden Retrievers.
All Golden Retrievers.
I mean, there's other stuff like sprinkled in there, but I mean, it's walking by our house, Golden Retriever, 3 Golden Retrievers, 2 Golden Retrievers.
Because no disrespect to other dogs, they're just the best.
They are the best.
Well, I have a golden.
I
have a golden. Matthew wants a golden.
I used to, and I want another.
And my husband doesn't know this, but we're going to get another golden.
All right.
Okay.
And that's
Good luck to him.
golden news for this morning. Here's a look at our Timberline Lodge camera. One of the spots that's still kind of partly sunny. These clouds are really coming in. So it looks like for the most part, this is going to end up being a gray day, but no rain underneath any of these clouds or snow up on the mountain. Just a dry day. 37 at Timberline. So again, not terribly chilly up there either. Here's a look at Salem and the beautiful cherry blossoms, just gorgeous. Temperature 36 degrees for you folks. Here's a look at our forecast for today. So we still have some partly sunny spots, but the clouds keep rolling in. So eventually just gray, if not already where you are. I have Portland stopping shy of 60 degrees. Winds will be on the light side. Now you get east of the Cascades, there's going to be partly to mostly sunny skies. And most of you folks will be enjoying just a beautiful 60-something degree Monday. This shows Sun River 63 and Bend today at 65. It'll be low 50s at the coast. Lincoln City in particular has been quite cloudy this morning, but again, no rain until we get into tomorrow. So here is the 7-day forecast for this week of spring break in Oregon. 59 today. Rain comes in tomorrow morning, steady much of the afternoon. Definitely the wettest day overall of the week. There's another wave of rain that comes in. Right now, the timing is mostly Wednesday afternoon. And then behind that, we're all dry Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am eyeing a shower chance on Sunday. And by the way, after last week's warm weather, these temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s, pretty much normal for this time of the year. Back to you.
Rod, thank you. 3 teens are recovering this morning after being shot during an event in Hillsboro over the weekend. This happened Saturday night at Northwest Events and Environments on Northeast Century Boulevard. Officers took care of the victims until they were taken to the hospital. They are all expected to survive, and police are looking for the shooters or shooter. They're asking any witnesses to reach out and share information on what they know.
The Max Green Line at Clackamas Town Center has returned to normal service after it was shut down following reports of a shooting Saturday night. This happened just before 8 o'clock. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says no injuries were reported and there's no danger to the public. We've reached out to the Sheriff's Office for more information on this. They say they hope to have an update later today.
In Southeast Oregon, there's a boil water order in place for the city of Ontario. Malheur County Emergency Management says the city's water distribution system suffered a pump failure, dropping system pressure below safe levels. Now, people in Ontario need to boil tap water for 1 minute before drinking, cooking, cleaning, or making ice until tests show the water is safe. Meanwhile, a new survey shows many Oregon kids still don't have adequate access to preschool, even though the state has boosted its spending.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more on this.
Well, the numbers here are jarring. 70% of 4-year-olds and 90% of 3-year-olds in Oregon are not enrolled in a state preschool program. Now, that means they could be in private preschool, but we all know that can get really expensive really quickly. So school districts have tried to fill in the gap since demand is through the roof. But for many kids, they just aren't going to preschool at all. There's a few reasons for this. The biggest, there's just not enough programs available. Preschool is also expensive to operate, and Oregon faces both a shortage of educators and rising costs. It's an especially big problem in rural areas. The survey was conducted by the Children's Institute, an organization focused on childhood policy. Researchers say the state needs to take a bigger role to help out.
Oregon, coming off this last legislative session, is not moving in the right direction in terms of investment in early learning.
Marina Merrill is the director of research with the Children's Institute. She says preschool makes a big difference for all kids, especially children from lower income families. And Oregon is spending more on preschool than it used to. In 2023-24, the state spent $230 million. That was $40 million more than the year before. Still, Merrill says they should be spending billions each year to ensure that kids get the preschool education that they all deserve. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Making Portland's outdoor spaces a safe place for the community is a big focus for the city during spring break. Dream Big City is hosting some free events to get kids outside while school's out. They're also focused on alcohol-free and drug-free environments. So later today from 4 to 7 at the Portland Dream Plaza, there will be free food and drinks, a live DJ, interactive art and painting, circus performance, and open skate. You can check out the free event on Southeast 9th Avenue and Taylor Street.
Oaks Park is now officially open for the season. The iconic Oregon amusement park features dozens of rides, carnival games, and the oldest roller skating rink in the country at 120 years old.
This is one of the best time of year. Not only do we get to welcome our friends and our neighbors back into the park, the energy comes back in. Working in this industry, there's nothing you love more than the laughter families enjoy.
The park is open every day from noon until 5 p.m. through the end of spring break. After that, the park will be open on weekends and holidays through the summer. And it's been more than 50 years in the making, but the Crown Point Country Museum is now open. It's located along the historic Columbia River Highway in Corbett. There was a huge crowd for the grand opening. People went to check out hundreds of artifacts, some of which were on display for the first time in history, and some were brought to the area via the original Oregon Trail. The museum's mission is to share the history of the Columbia River Gorge.
They have part of this in their heart, and they can carry that with them the rest of their life, knowing that they helped build this thing for our community.
Most of our artifacts, the baskets and things are about gone. The wood is almost gone, but the stones tell the story since the time of the creation, when we were created in this land and given the voice of this land, and that is our law.
The local historical society helped create this museum on the site of an old auto camp where travelers stayed before the time of hotels and motels.
Healthier Together, sponsored by Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon.
Spring is officially here, and as the weather starts to warm up, you might want to start exercising outside more.
Yeah, but as Christine Pitawanich found, you'll want to be cautious when starting a new workout plan.
Yeah, when the weather gets nicer, so many of us get back outside, right? Possibly doing workouts we haven't consistently done since the previous year. And that can lead to injuries. Dr. Jacqueline Brady, the lead team physician for the Portland Fire and the Portland Thorns, says this is the time of year that overuse injuries tend to pop up, with people going too hard too soon. One way to avoid injury is doing an active warm-up where you're moving your body before you jump into exercise. And she says if you're weightlifting, maybe think about warming up with lighter weights or even doing your body weight. Dr. Brady says another thing, understanding good pain versus bad pain.
And I think a good rule of thumb is it changing your form? Are you starting to lose your mechanics and, dip your knee under your hip or something with jumping and landing, or starting to sort of be asymmetrical with that bench press or push up? If that's the case, it's probably worth backing off and coming back another day.
Brady says if one side hurts, but you've been working both sides, it involves swelling, or if the pain is unlike the pain or soreness you typically feel with harder workouts, it may be worth a visit to the physical therapist. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
And you can find more Healthier Together stories online at kgw.com/healthiertogether.
Well, cherry blossoms are in full bloom, but these flowers lining Portland's waterfront are more than just picture perfect. The history behind them coming up after the break.
Something that every automobile should have is a way to making sure your tires are always properly inflated. That's not just a safety factor, it also saves you money on gasoline, and we know how expensive that is. This is the Miro. This is a jump starter for your car's battery, but it's also an auto inflator as well. It does both and does both extremely well. The Miro unit has an LED display. Instead of old-fashioned jumper cables, which are big and scary and dangerous, this has safety features built in that you rarely see on a unit priced anywhere near this. Once it's hooked up, you're ready to climb into your car, turn the key, and you're back on the road again. You're not only saving time, but dead batteries never happen when it's convenient. It's always late at night waiting for someone to tow or a good Samaritan to drive by and help you. That isn't always possible. This is the unit that I want in my wife's car, my daughter's car, in your car. Now the retail value is $100. Our deal price is $74.99. That's 25% off. That's a lot of peace of mind for a low price. Scan the QR code or check us out at shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, spring has sprung here in Portland, and you've no doubt seen the pictures and videos of the gorgeous cherry blossom trees blooming along Portland's waterfront.
But did you know that cherry blossoms actually have a lot of history to them? This morning we are unlocking the KGW vault, and Rod Hill explains the history of the cherry blossoms.
As spring begins, one of the most beautiful spots in the city is truly down here at Waterfront Park. Some 100 of these beautiful trees blossoming to enjoy. But have you ever wondered, why do we have the trees in the first place?
So the cherry blossoms were actually brought in from the Japanese American Grain Association, where they were able to bring out 100 of the akebono trees. We're not only honoring our ancestors that immigrated over here and the hardships that they may have had, but then also thinking about the beauty that life could also provide with the cherry blossom flowering. When I see these trees, I think about the hope and the future that's gonna hopefully come to be. The purpose of this plaza is to kind of talk about the diverse experiences here in the United States, focusing on the unique experience of the Japanese American incarceration history, but then also talking about the Japanese American history from immigration and beyond as well. So here, what you could kind of see is as you walk through, we have the pathways where everything is kind of orderly over here, but as you come into this inner circle, you see that there's a lot of fracturing here. And this is to indicate when during World War II, the Japanese American community was forcibly removed and expelled from not only Portland, but all across the West Coast. We are from the same place. We are all Americans, but yet this is happening to me and my community. Because we have like the Bill of Rights is
right up here.
Over here. Because especially with some of the people who wanted this plaza to be erected, we have Henry Sakamoto and then also Bill Nato, like of Nato Parkway.
Yes.
They really want to just talk about, you know, hey, we're Americans and we do have rights. seasons are always coming and going. You know, sometimes winter could be rough, sometimes it isn't. But this is our hope for the future of what is to come. And, you know, hopefully that, you know, as people come to experience the historical plaza, they learn a little bit more about the history, but also find the beauty in life where they could go experience it for themselves. The origination of this plaza also comes from pain, but out of pain, you could find the beauty.
Your time now is 8:45. We have Sherlock Holmes, Rodney Hill up on the weather deck.
I can't believe you're not wearing the outfit right now, Rod. Where's
Come
the hat
on.
and the trench coat?
I love that rain. That's the rain hat I mentioned, I think, last week on the show.
Yeah.
Man, I could be in a monsoon. I'm wearing that hat. I don't even know it's raining. Fantastic. We are completely dry. I'm up here on the KGW weather deck, brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. I can see Mount St. Helens. I can actually, I can see the top of Rainier looking up to the north. So that tells you that the cloud base is pretty high. And the point of that is there's no rain in today's forecast. We're getting a little bit of limited sunshine this morning. These clouds expected to continue to thicken as we roll through the day. And you can see that on the satellite picture right here. Weather system offshore will bring us our rainiest day of the week tomorrow. So now here's later today on Futurecast. And then I'm going to roll this into tomorrow morning. You get up and here we go. Rain already starting to move in at 8 o'clock. And then eventually during the morning, we'll get into the main rain band. And notice this is not scattered. And notice the yellows, this is some pretty good rain rates coming through. So expect a completely rainy Tuesday noon hour and Tuesday afternoon. The first front comes through early evening and then that ends that rain and we get some dry time overnight into Wednesday morning. But there's a second front coming in. This is Wednesday afternoon around 5 p.m. with another shot of some pretty good moisture coming through the area. Now notice the blue, if you look at Mount Jefferson, you can see some blue around it. That's snow. This is all rain Tuesday over Cascade Passes, but on Wednesday, the snow level should eventually get down somewhere near Cascade Pass level. It doesn't look like a lot at 4,000 feet of sticking snow, but you'll want to check conditions and be prepared if you're traveling on Wednesday. How much rain is coming? Well, this shows a half to about 3/4 of an inch of rain along the coast and upwards of about 1/2 of an inch of rain over the 2-day period for Portland. So decent soak, not huge amounts of rain, but a decent soak. Hey, we're at 40 right now, just enough of a touch of a northwest wind to be a bit chilly here on the weather deck. Other numbers, 36 in Salem, 38 in Kelso, 35 degrees currently out in the Dalles, and we're still below freezing out in Baker City and Burns. It is Oregon spring break, so remember that traffic patterns and the amount of people showing up here and there will be a little bit different this week. We've got low 50s at the coast, always a popular spot on spring break, low to mid 50s with dry weather today. And then Southwest Washington likely just staying shy of 60 degrees with the clouds eventually thickening up on us. There's the rainy weather the next couple of days, and then we're back to dry on Thursday, and I've got us into the 60s on Friday and Saturday, maybe a shower chance over the weekend, but really a pretty good week ahead minus the rainy weather tomorrow and Wednesday. It is birthday time. All right, pretty good birthday party for a Monday. We start off with August and Leon, who are both 4 today. Happy birthday to you. And then Grant celebrating being 10 today. Happy birthday. Riley also celebrating being 10 years old on this Monday. Dominic is 11. There you go. Happy birthday to you. Jared is 35 today. Happy birthday out there with the cow. And we've got Ilsa, who is 40 today. Happy birthday. Tracy, 45 years old, celebrating. And this is cool. Sam and Jessica, father and daughter with the same birthday. So I hope you guys have a really fun day today. Hopefully you get to spend some time together. Emily is 80 today. There she is. Happy birthday to you. And our own Matthew Herchick, I'm told, actually celebrated his birthday yesterday. There's Matthew without a tie on, without a suit on. What in the world? All right, birthdays at KGW.com. We will celebrate with you. For some reason, I thought Matthew always dressed up. My mistake.
Listen, I've made Rod's birthday list. My life is complete now, Rod. Thank you very much.
This is really cute. Today is National Puppy Day. So here are some of the cuties that for adoption right now through the Oregon Dog Rescue. We have, look at them, they're so cute. We have Heidi in the bottom left corner and Lyric with those big ears in the top row. And in honor of National Puppy Day, We asked you to send in pics of your own puppies.
That's right. Here are some of the adorable pictures we got from you at home. First up is Walter. Looks like he's taking a car ride. Walter, very cute there. Next we have Roy, who is looking very comfortable in his bed. And then this is Joey in Vancouver. And this guy relaxing on the stairs is 4-month-old Zeke. And then on the smaller scale side of the puppies is little Moose. He is 3 months old and about the size of a coffee mug. And then finally we have Kimmy, her owner, telling us that she loves to hit the open road. Look at the dog. The dog is so cute. Thank you so much for sending in your pictures. We've had a great time looking at them all morning. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
I'm David Mulco, the evening anchor at KGW. Though when I'm not working, I like to spend as much time as possible out here in nature. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. You see, what happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to talk about it, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
For a wrap of our top stories this morning, a pilot and co-pilot are dead and dozens more are injured after an Air Canada plane collided with a fire truck on the runway at LaGuardia Airport in New York late last night. Some victims are seriously injured, according to the Port Authority's executive director. The FAA has issued a ground stop at LaGuardia until at least 11 a.m. our time, and the NTSB is investigating. Today, ICE agents are expected to be deployed at airports with long TSA lines. White House border czar Tom Homan says the administration will start the rollout at large airports with longer wait times. He also says ICE will not actually screen passengers and instead assist workers in areas that don't need specialized expertise. And in Southeast Oregon, there is a boil water in order for the city of Ontario. Malheur County Emergency Management says the city's water distribution system suffered a pump failure, dropping system pressure below safe levels. Water in Ontario needs to be boiled for 1 minute before drinking, cooking, cleaning, or making ice until tests show the water is safe.
And weather-wise, we're in the 30s to 40 degrees or so out there right now. It's a day that for the most part will be filtered sun to no sun. We get up to around 59. Rainy weather tomorrow. We talked about that, especially in the afternoon hours.
All in favor of group tummy time?
Oh, we were just 3 days away from the M's home opener at T-Mobile Park, but even before then, Mariners digital shorts are back. The team came out with a funny commercial highlighting the clubhouse's fathers, Josh Naylor, Luke Raley, Logan Gilbert, J.B. Crawford, and Emerson Hancock, and how they navigate parenthood together. The Mariners take on the Cleveland Guardians at home this Thursday. First pitch is at 7:10.
We miss our boy Josh in Cleveland. Josh Naylor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he used to play for us. Sad.
Who's us?
The Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sports.
Team from Ohio.
Ooh, sports.
Cute spot though. I like that.
Yeah.
With
It's
the
always
little ones on the
interesting.
lap.
Get to see their personalities off the field and stuff.
Shout out to the wives who have to take care of those babies during spring training and all through
Except
the
for the
season.
one period of commercial time. Yes.
Yes. That hour.
A reminder that you can watch sunrise every day live exclusively here on KGW Plus starting at 7 o'clock. We also have added another half hour of news. That's at 12:30 and 5:30 right here on Plus. And in case you weren't watching the rest of our show, today is National Puppy Day. Here are all of the photos of your puppies that you guys sent in. We love seeing them all morning long. Lots of cute pups out there. Have a great day, everyone.